Hello, this is Daniel Raymond, the voice behind Ray's Guide. In my quickly put together first look at the ARGO ATLS, I said that it wasn't clear how much faster the ARGO would be at its primary purpose of manual cargo loading and unloading of hauling contract cargo. In this video, I'm going to try to get a little more specific about that. Now, to get a scientifically exact number, it would take a large sample size, multiple scenarios, and controlled circumstances, none of which I can do and still produce this video in anything resembling the time that anybody still cares about the question. And that brings up a whole bunch of questions about what do you include and what don't you include? How many crates do you use? What ship, etc. So the most valuable information might be when is the ARGO going to be the faster one, and when is the mainstay of manual cargo loading in 3.24, the Greycat MaxLift Tractor Rifle be. So the scenario I'm going to use in this case is a single medium cargo contract for slightly over 80 SCU in a single commodity between two locations. And in both cases, I'm going to be using a Hercules C2. And I'm not going to try to create some perfect case minimum time where nothing goes sideways, because that's not how anything actually happens. Things get stuck, crates fall under the ramp, and just in general shit happens. And I don't want to leave it off because, frankly, it happens more often with the weaker tractor rifle than the robotic exoskeleton. So with all that, the time for the MaxLift tractor beam loading from lifting the first crate to closing the door was 7 minutes and 23 seconds. When I got to the destination, it was a little faster to get started, and it was easier in all cases to be moving crates to a lower elevation because you can see the cargo grid at the destination more clearly. So the total time to unload with the tractor rifle was 5 minutes and 45 seconds. So now we get to the ATLS, and the first thing is, do you include the time to bring the ATLS out of storage? Well, there will be times when you will need to be done and times that it won't. And if you do include it, do you also include the time to put your cargo ship into storage so the pad is empty, and then time to bring back your cargo ship after you have moved the ATLS over to the side? I decided to only include the time to retrieve it in the loading time, not the unloading time, and to not include the time to store the cargo ship, since there will be situations where the cargo ship will already be stored, but to include the retrieval time of the cargo ship after bringing the ATLS over to the side, because anytime you retrieve the ATLS, you will also need to retrieve the cargo ship. Anyway, with all that, with the slow-moving speed of the ATLS meant it took well over 5 minutes before the first crate was on the grid. There's definitely something to be said for solutions you can carry on your back and can sprint with. Once started, the load went faster and was completed in total 9 minutes and 23 seconds. If my chosen loading scenario was the worst case for the ATLS, the unloading scenario was the best case. The mech was already parked in the back of the ship, so it was just a matter of opening up the doors and climbing into the mech. 4 minutes and 17 seconds to complete the unloading. So, what can be drawn from this? CIG has given each of these tools their own use cases, and for a first pass, seems to have balanced them well. The MaxLift Tractor Rifle does the best with small numbers of boxes and in remote locations. If you are getting started with cargo on a Nomad or Hull A, I would still recommend the MaxLift as your very first purchase. The ATLS, on the other hand, is suited for handling large numbers of boxes, for using in your fully persistent home hangar, where you can just leave it on the sidelines all the time, and in larger enclosed ship where you can just bring it along with you all the time. If you are doing larger cargo missions in a Spirit, Freelancer Max, Star Runner, or Hercules, the ATLS would be a wise companion vehicle to have all the time. Even with an ATLS, I'd still want to have, though, that MaxLift on my back for the little things, not worth climbing in and out of the mech for. And now for an update on our ship giveaways. For start with, we have the special membership level to cover costs of doing live coverage of CitizenCon with its own giveaway for Hull C, that colossal cargo container carrying craft. And although I am still expecting to make this trip to Manchester, already made my hotel reservations, the giveaway will still occur even if for unforeseen circumstances, the live coverage has to be done remote. Plus, we have our regular Grow the Channel ship giveaways with the Zippy Zazzy Zaftig Zephyr, the Zeus 2 Cargo, which we are just waiting on the subscriber goal for, as well as the marvelous multiplayer multi-role mining meta, the Arasta. One entry per video, be a member for automatic entry with each video, or subscribe and comment, somehow including the secret word. And the secret word for this video is the ship that I used in my scenarios. Fly safe, keep it real, and I'll see you in the verse. This is Daniel Raymond for Ray's Guide.